Alexander Jeanneret.
And this is
Super Anime SmackDown!
Super Anime SmackDown is where we pit two anime characters in a head-to-head battle to see who comes out on top.
This is our opportunity to show some of our favorite anime titles and meet the people that bring them to life.
Tonight, we're pitting two strong but silent type ladies, Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan versus REI Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Both of these shows have enormous fan followings, so we thought it would be fun to take these two characters, Mikasa and REI, and pit them one-on-one in an arena battle.
We're going to be debating for both ladies, and we're going to see who comes out on top.
Of course, as with any competition, we're going to need some referees.
And we have just the people to do it.
Anime producer and director at New Generation Pictures, Jonathan Klein. Jonathan's work includes Ergo Proxy, Ikitosem, Hellsing, and Street Fighter IV, just to name a few.
Plus, we have cosplayer extraordinaire, Miss Jessie Pridemore.
Yay!
Now, I will be debating on behalf of Mikasa.
And I'll be debating on behalf of REI.
All right, so let's get started.
Let's get it going!
Of fluff and moe coming out of the anime industry, here comes Attack on Titan, a dark, gritty look at the human condition. Imagine, if you will, the human apocalypse doesn't come from robots, it doesn't come from zombies, it comes from giants. Giants who want to eat people. Humanity has been driven behind walls, literal walls, nearly to extinction. So now, after 100 years of peace, the Titans have returned to attack the home of Eren and Mikasa. These two have decided to train themselves in order to fight these Titans and regain the lands for humanity.
Evangelion takes place 15 years after a global cataclysm known as the Second Impact. The world is constantly being attacked by giant monsters known as angels, and the only hope for humanity is a government agency called NERV. NERV employs giant mechs called Evangelions that are only piloted by teenagers. One of those teenagers is Ayanami REI, and she is a very mysterious one at that. REI has so little regard for her own personal safety that the very first time that we meet her, she's covered in bandages and wounded. That's because she was just testing out her Eva. That's the limit that she's willing to go to carry out an order. She inflicts harm upon herself.
Sure, Mikasa does have emotions that affect her in the field, but they affect her in a positive way. You see, Mikasa has the ability to control her emotions and to control her fear. It's something she learned at a very young age when kidnappers tried to put her into human trafficking and Eren came to save her. Eren taught her that you need to fight if you want to survive. And that's just how human nature is. Mikasa is always willing to fight. She is willing to kill if it means human survival. Early on in the series, when the Titans return, yes, Mikasa is stricken with grief when she hears that Eren has died. That's a pretty horrible feeling when it's your own brother. But she takes this fear, she puts it inside, and she channels it into her combat. Mikasa manages to rally up all these cadets who had just graduated. They're all novices, but the Titans are here and they have to fight. She says to them, I am stronger than all of you. I am better than all of you. I will carry out this mission by myself if I have to. You're all a bunch of cowards. And in doing so, she actually rallies the troops to go fight with her, and they do kind of save the day. Actually, they totally save the day.
REI, Ahsoka, and Shinji, all the pilots of Evangelion, have to be teenagers. They're super young. But REI actually might be younger than she appears, because REI is actually a clone of Shinji's mother Yui, merged with the data and flesh from Lilith. Lilith was the catalyst for human life on Earth, and is kept in a secret bunker in NERV headquarters. Blood constantly flows out of her, and that's what's used to pilot the Eva units.
Gross. For now, we're going to to take a short break from our debate to talk with our guest judge, Mr. Jonathan Klein.
Woo!
Thank you so much for coming in and judging us.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been quite an interesting debate.
Oh, good.
Now, you're listed as both a producer and a voice director. What is the difference between the two when you come to it?
Well, a voice director is somebody whose job is to bring out the best performances out of their voice acting talent, be it for an anime or a video game. The producer is the person who assembles all the talent. That includes both the voice director, the voice actors, the writing talent, and possibly things like arranging for the studio and the budget, all the different elements that go in together involved with the production. I like to say the producer is like the Marines. He's usually the first man in, the last man out.
So is it a really long process, like in a regular TV production, or is it shorter because you already have the content coming in from Japan?
Well, sometimes it's not as short as you think it would be, because sometimes it's a hurry up and wait. You're waiting for the next content to come in from Japan or from wherever the content is coming from. I remember working on different shows like REI, the TV, or Hellsing Ultimate even, where we would do a few episodes and all of a sudden we'd be sitting around for months or years waiting for the next episode to show up.
Come on, Hellsing, I want more. Hurry it up.
Now, when you sit down and you're directing a voice actor, you say that you look for like the best performances. Is there something that kind of keys you in that like rookie people make mistakes early on in their performances that you kind of look for, or say like don't do this or definitely do that?
I give advice to people who are interested in being voice directors, for rookie voice directors, and I always tell them go with their gut, because usually voice directors want to try to please their clients, and what they think they need to do is cover all the bases. Let's get a take that's this way. Let's get a take of the actor doing it this way. Let's get a take of the actor doing it so many different ways that literally you've got 5 to 10 different versions of the same line, and usually the first or the second take is the one that you're going to go with. So I always tell the voice director to go with their gut. And I think probably the same idea would apply to voice actors as well. They probably have a good idea of what their performance should be, and they should be trying to pull out what they think is the best performance for that character, not try to please the director per se, but to make a performance that is something that's your own, yet follows what it is that the character was based upon, be it anime or video games.
All right, so Jonathan, now we want to know, what do you have in the works?
Well, some of the things I have in the works I can't talk about because,
We
secret
tried.
non-disclosure agreements. But I can tell you what recently has come out. I directed seasons 3 and 4 of Ikitosen for Funimation. That's out already. For NIS America, I did the English voice direction on Demon Gaze, which is for the PS Vita. We have Ultra Street Fighter 4 coming out for multiple platforms in June. And there'll be a few new projects in the wings. I wish I could talk about it because they're really awesome. But we'll just have to wait till the next time you have me on the show.
Yeah.
Yay, that means he's going to come back.
Now we're going to talk to our second special guest for this show, Jessie Pridemore.
Hi, everybody.
Ah, Jessie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, on the show, we do feature lots of cosplayers, and you are one of the primo cosplayers.
If you say so.
I do say so,
Yeah.
therefore it's true. So tell us, how did you first get into cosplay?
I can show my age a little bit. For my birthday happens to be on Halloween, and for my 14th birthday, I was just really unimpressed with the costumes that were available to me, and my foster dad agreed that he would buy the materials to make my first costume, which is Sailor Mercury.
She's my favorite.
She's the nerd.
I'm more of a Sailor Jupiter girl.
So I made it in 2 days, and it was really bad. I had a necklace for my tiara, and all girls my age had the little electronic diaries, and I painted it to look like her computer. And I used to get my hair cut like her, and then my hair is naturally a really dark brown, so I bought the spray blue stuff and tried to. It didn't work. But I was really excited because I was Sailor Mercury, and she was my favorite, and I was in love with Sailor Moon, and The next year, my uncle took me to my first convention. He built a Boba Fett costume and didn't want me to not fit in with everyone else, so he put like a little tunic on me with a belt and a lightsaber and like khakis and boots, and I was his little Padawan. And I wrote like Jaina Solo on my badge in Hugh Ledger's, which I guess doesn't matter anymore. And it all went downhill from there. The year after, I went to my first anime convention, and now I go to like 15 a year.
Wow.
And sometimes as a guest.
Yes.
Now, aren't you making some appearances at conventions this year?
I am. I am a guest at MechaCon in my hometown of New Orleans this year in August. I'm a guest at MizuCon. I will be working at Anime Central in less than 2 weeks. I am the assistant department head of the masquerade department, so you'll see me running around like a chicken with my head cut off a lot. I will
Is
be
that
running
a cosplay? The chicken
Yeah.
with the head?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
actually
literally.
my most popular one right now. I will be doing 2 panels at Anime Expo. I'll be doing my How to Wear Skimpy Costumes While Still Being Modest panel and my Shut Up and Cosplay panel. But that weekend, I sew for Cypher Art Studios, which is the company that does the Labyrinth Masquerade Ball every year, which is a masquerade ball themed after the movie Labyrinth. And it runs the same weekend as AX, so I split my time between performing it.
So where can people find you on the internet?
Facebook, I am Rufflebutt Cosplay. Pretty much anywhere else, I'm Rufflebutt. On Twitter, you can find me under Jessie Pridemore.
Nice. Well, we're going to head back to our debate, and we're going to finish this up with Mikasa versus Rei. But thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that we can come to a winner.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm enjoying the debate, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
So now, let's talk about combat. Mikasa and Rei have very different fighting styles. So Mikasa has 3D maneuvering devices. This allows her to move kind of like Spider-Man through a city. She shoots wires out and she swings between buildings. It gives her a lot of mobility and speed. She also fights using 2 very lightweight swords. Now these swords are meant to cut through flesh. They're super light, they're super fast. Now to kill a Titan, you kind of have to do it in one blow, and these blades allow her to do so. But because of their weight, they are breakable, so she has replacements.
Rei, on the other hand, does not engage in hand-to-hand combat. If she's going to be in a fight, she needs her Eva unit 00. If we're putting Mikasa with her 3D maneuvering gear against Rei in her Eva, if Rei's Eva is fully powered, Mikasa doesn't stand a chance. The technology that allows an Evangelion to fight the angels is based off of the AT field. This is a strong field that will not be penetrated by the flimsy blades that Mikasa uses to fight.
Now, Xander, that is an excellent point. In the Eva unit with the AT field, it would be pretty much impossible for Mikasa to attack Rei. However, everybody knows that Eva units have a limited battery life. So after about 5 minutes of being unplugged, Rei would be completely vulnerable. The AT field would be down, allowing Mikasa to find a weakness either in the Eva suit. But even if Rei continues to hide in the suit, eventually she's gonna have to come out. Or she can just sit there and rot till she dies, I guess.
But that's the beautiful thing about Rei. She has no concern for her well-being or her living conditions. And if the Eva does break down or runs out of power, it is a metal suit. The blades that Mikasa carries is meant to cut through human flesh, as you said. There is no clear weak spot in an Eva unit. There might be if you consider like the canister that's holding the pilot, but it's going to take a long time for her to hack through to that, and it's going to break her blades and her extra blades to get to it.
Mikasa graduated at the top of her class, number 1 out of 218. This makes her super fast, unbelievably fast. It would be very difficult for Rei to actually target Mikasa as she's moving around. So as Rei goes to take aim over here, Mikasa goes shoom over there, making it incredibly difficult for her to hit. Spoiler warning. Let's take a look at the fight Mikasa has with Annie in Titan form. When Annie first screams as a Titan, everyone around is terrified except Mikasa. Mikasa is totally okay to take Annie on one-on-one, which means she's not going to be afraid to take on Rei either. She does figure out Annie's weaknesses. She even, at one point, jumps into Annie's hand, and as Annie goes to crush her, she slices her fingers off and escapes. Plus, one of the most badass moments in the entire anime belongs to Mikasa. Annie is trying to climb over the wall and escape. Mikasa slices off her fingers and rides on her face all the way down to the ground. I don't think Rei has any moments that are nearly as badass as that.
Well, it may not be Rei herself, but when Shinji refused to pilot Unit 01 for like the billionth time, Nerve decided to create the dummy plug system. This showcases the true nature within Rei, this inhumane, bestial nature that needs to fight and to consume. And that's why she has to keep it so under wraps and seem like a normal human to other people. If she was ever unleashed, watch out.
So what you're saying, Xander, is that Rei doesn't care about humanity? She'd be totally cool to destroy a city in order to get Mikasa? That's just kind of disturbing. That's just wrong.
I'm not just talking about a city, Courtney. I'm talking about the apocalypse. Rei has the ability to trigger the third impact, and all of this energy within her, if she was in a true fight, would be released, and the end of the world would come. Because in the anime, when she merges with Lilith and with Adam, she becomes Giant Naked Rei, as she's lovingly known by the fans. And this brings about the third impact, which destroys humanity. So, at the end of the day, there's no way Mikasa could beat Rei because she would just, destroy the world.
Wow, that sounds really horrible. See, unlike Rei, who will inevitably destroy the world, Mikasa will save humanity. She is the hope for humanity. Now, keep in mind, Attack on Titan is not done yet. We have the first 25 episodes. We know that Eren is a Titan. We know that Annie is a Titan. It is possible that Mikasa has also been experimented on, and she might eventually take a Titan form as well. And if so, we just might have to revisit this debate.
Giant Naked Rei versus Giant Naked Mikasa. Who would want to see that? The internet. Moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to turn to our referees to see who wins the Super Trophy and who has to wear the Cone of Shame.
Please welcome back Jonathan Klein and Jesse Pridemore. All right, you two, so have you decided upon a winner?
I think we've come to an agreement.
The winner is Mikasa.
Rei!
What?
What?
I know it's Rei.
No, it's Mikasa.
No, Rei can destroy the world, hence she wins.
Mikasa can destroy Rei without destroying the world with her. Mikasa wins.
No way, unless Mikasa has the Spear Longilius, there's no way she can beat Rei.
But there's no saying she couldn't get the Spear Longilius, and she's designed to fight giant things.
Yeah, well, just giant end of the world things?
Mikasa.
Rei.
Mikasa.
Rei.
Mikasa.
Okay.
Clearly, we're just going to have to settle this another time because there's a lot more Attack on Titan coming out.
And the fourth Evangelion movie is still coming out too, so we're going to have to see what these endings bring about.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Are you team #Rei?
Or team #Mikasa.
Mikasa.
And be sure
Rei.
to join us next time for another thrilling episode of
Super Anime
In a sea of fluff and moe, Attack on Titan.
Courtney, can you start over?
Yeah.
I'm so happy by that sentence.
Don't make me giggle.
Fluff and moe.
He kind of is. Oh, you're killing me, Xander.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you. All right.
4, 3.
Damn Santa